When you think of Zeus, you think of power. Thunderbolts, absolute rule, the king of Olympus. He literally runs the entire cosmos. But for someone so powerful, he was surprisingly terrible at his job, especially the job of being a husband and father. Zeus wasn't just casually unfaithful. He was the master of disguises, a cosmic escape artist, and the ultimate source of drama that kept the entire Greek pantheon permanently messy. Welcome to Mythology Unpacked. Today, we're peeling back the majestic facade to unpack. Zeus, the king of Olympus, master of disguise, worst husband, and the god who caused all the chaos. Origins, power, and the family problem, incest and control. Before his dating profile got out of hand, Zeus had to win the crown. He was the son of Cronus, whom he defeated in the massive war known as the Titanomachy. After the victory, he divided the cosmos with his brothers and took the sky. Now, as the supreme god, Zeus had everything: the thunder, the sky, and all the authority. But he had a complicated marital history, starting with his own siblings. Zeus married his sister Hera, who was not just his queen, but the goddess of marriage. This union established Zeus's dominance, but also cemented a permanent source of conflict at the heart of Olympus. Most of the female Olympians were related to him, often as his sisters or daughters. Zeus also had a daughter with his sister Demeter, Persephone, at least in most traditions. But one sister he didn't touch was Hestia, the eternal virgin goddess. Despite being one of the first Olympians, she remained entirely outside Zeus's long list of affairs. This incestuous pattern wasn't just common among the early gods. It was a mechanism of power. By marrying and mating within his divine family, Zeus centralized authority. But it also gave Hera absolute grounds for her legendary jealousy, because the king of the gods was also the king of the cheaters. The art of deception, the best disguises. Zeus knew that showing up as a lightning-wielding god might cause a scene. And more importantly, it would instantly tip off Hera. So he became the ultimate metamorphic shapeshifter, specializing in seduction. His disguises were legendary and often borderline ridiculous. The Swan, where he fell for Leda, the queen of Sparta. He approached her disguised as a majestic swan fleeing an eagle. The result? 2 mysterious eggs, from which were born Helen, child of Zeus, and Clytemnestra, generally considered the daughter of Leda's mortal husband, Tyndareus. Mythology at its most chaotic. The Golden Shower, when he desired Danae, whose father had locked her away in a bronze chamber, Zeus simply bypassed the walls. He transformed into a shower of pure gold that descended from above. Their child? Perseus, the white bull. To abduct Europa, he took the form of a gentle white bull. Europa, charmed by the beautiful creature, climbed onto its back, and Zeus carried her across the sea to Crete. The continent was later named Europe after her. Zeus's shape-shifting escapades extended even to other divine beings. He had twins, Apollo and Artemis, with the Titaness Leto, and a daughter, Athena, with the Oceanid Métis, whom he famously swallowed after learning that Métis's next child would eventually overthrow him. Hera's vengeance, the consequences. Of course, the supreme queen of Olympus wasn't easily fooled. Hera was relentless, intelligent, and vengeful, and her fury was legendary. But instead of unleashing her wrath on Zeus, the actual problem, she often punished his lovers and illegitimate children. Her vengeance shaped some of the greatest myths ever told. Heracles, Hercules, son of Zeus and the mortal Alcmena, became Hera's lifelong target. She even sent 2 serpents to kill him in his crib. This torment would eventually push him toward the famous 12 labors. Echo, a talkative nymph, used her voice to distract Hera while Zeus escaped to meet other nymphs. When Hera discovered the trick, she cursed Echo so that she could only repeat the last words spoken to her. Io. When Zeus fell for the priestess Io, he tried to hide her from Hera by turning her into a white cow. Hera demanded the cow as a gift and assigned Argus Panoptes, the giant with 100 eyes, to guard her endlessly. Hera essentially acted as the divine consequence for Zeus's reckless behavior, ensuring that every illicit romance he pursued sparked chaos, tragedy, or suffering in the mortal realm. Legacy and pop culture connection. Why does any of this matter? Because Zeus's complicated family life and endless infidelities weren't just gossip, they were world-building. By sleeping with mortals, titans, and other goddesses, Zeus populated the world with demigods and heroes like Heracles, Perseus, and Helen of Troy. His actions created the core cast of the greatest sagas in Greek mythology. In many ways, Zeus embodies the contradictions of absolute power. He was the protector of justice, the keeper of oaths, and the guardian of order, unless his personal desires got in the way. A force of nature, both creative and destructive. Today, from games like God of War to series like Percy Jackson, Zeus is usually portrayed either as the aloof, authoritarian leader or the narcissistic father obsessed with his image but negligent with his many, many children. Conclusion. What do you think of the king of the gods? Was Zeus's pursuit of pleasure the necessary chaos that sparked the greatest stories in mythology? Or was he simply a hypocritical bully with a big lightning stick? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed unpacking the messy life of the King of Olympus, leave a like to support the channel and subscribe to Mythology Unpacked for more epic dives into the legends that shaped our world.